Hey there friends, Rowan back again with another video. Woohoo! If you read the title, then you know that this time around it's kind of like how I figured out that I'm non-binary. And in the future that may change. I may decide I'm a girl, may decide I'm a guy, may decide that I'm non-binary. And for now, this is just how I feel at the moment and how I felt for almost 2 years now. It's been a pretty long ride, so. And just as a quick heads up, this is only my experience. My experience is probably going to be a lot different than yours or someone else's, like your friends, parent, whoever it may be. Everyone's experience is going to be very different because we all live in like different areas, have different friends and family, and like have had different experiences that influence how we view ourselves and how we come to terms with things, so. I don't see. When I was growing up, I wasn't exactly like a girly girl. Because like, I'm assigned female at birth, if you can't tell by my lovely high-pitched voice, which I kind of hate, but meh. Anyways, I wasn't always super girly, but I wasn't like a huge tomboy either. I was kind of in the middle. When I was younger, I really loved dresses and stuff, but then when I was in 5th grade or so, I had my hair down to about here, but then I cut it up to my shoulder, and since then my hair just keeps like kind of getting shorter, and that was a huge thing for me, like with how I portrayed myself. Like my hair is definitely a huge part of like representing who I am. So like my hair started out down there at the beginning of 5th grade, then shoulder, and then around the end of 5th grade my hair was about chin length, and it went from like chin length to like mid-neck for around 2.5 years until beginning of 8th grade when I got my hair cut short, which is when I first started thinking about gender stuff. But if we talk more about like kind of like the clothes I wore with like my gender expression, that's where it gets a bit more muddled. From like kindergarten through to about like 3rd grade, like I was somewhat girly. So like I enjoyed getting my nails done. I liked like putting on like nail polish and then doing like a stripe, and then I would like go like this and it would be like little like monster eyes on my fingers, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. My friends thought it was a tad strange, but like you're all strange when you're like 8 or 9. Then I believe it was in 4th grade I got my first pair of cargo shorts, and that just kind of like changed my perspective on everything because they were so comfortable. They had pockets. Oh my god, the pockets. So actually, we hadn't even intentionally gotten the cargo shorts for me. They had actually been for my older sibling, but then my sibling was actually like, wait, actually I don't really want them, but it was kind of too late to return them to the store. And then they were just kind of thrown onto me and said, okay, kid, here you go, have fun. So I got a pair of like green plaid cargo shorts, and oh my god, I loved them. I would wear them so much. Like it took a lot for my mom to wash them because I would just be like, no, I want to keep wearing them. So like there are photos of me from probably when I was around like 10 with like the green plaid cargo shorts, my chin length hair, and like a tie-dye shirt on. So that was the life. Years kind of continued on. I began like preferring like a tomboyish look. So that involved like a lot of baggy clothing, especially around grade 7 is when I started wearing cargo shorts quite a bit more. It's like my daily look. It's like this is when my hair was still chin length, so I wore bandanas a lot, anime shirts, cargo shorts, white crew socks and sneakers every day. It was a very cringy look, but it was pretty androgynous, which I digged. It's like from Hot Topic, so they're pretty baggy. So I would be wearing those on the daily. But then around like beginning of 8th grade is when stuff started hitting. Like I got my hair cut short. That was a huge thing for me. Because then I was like looking at how I perceived myself with short hair, because it's like, heh, I look pretty gay. Like I did. But like in the fun way where it's like, heh, I look cool. Towards the middle of 8th grade, I came out first as asexual and aromantic, but then that began to feel a bit too constrictive, so a couple months later I came out as just queer, because that feels comfy. That's where I am right now with myself. Like, I may be ace, maybe not. Definitely not aro. I've been romantically attracted to quite a few people since then. A couple guys, a couple girls. So that happened. But, like, definitely, like, coming out, like, sexuality-wise was a huge thing, because that then, like, kind of, like, led me into looking at gender stuff, like, how I wanted to be perceived. And then somewhere between 8th and 9th grade was a big thing, because I went out west, and I visited my aunt who lives on the west coast, and the thing that kind of, like, triggered it for me was, like, I was being introduced to all of my aunt's friends as, hey, this is my niece. and like everyone was automatically using she, her for me, and that just really felt weird and it's kind of uncomfortable. So as I began thinking more about it, I was like, why do I feel uncomfortable with this? Because like I had already thought about gender stuff quite a bit, so I kind of had in the back of my mind like, what if I'm not a girl? So like that was definitely like already there, like that seed was planted. But then like as that continued, I was just like, definitely not a girl, definitely not a girl, because I would always get like a little bit annoyed when like someone would just use she, and I'd be like, So then at summer camp that year, I decided like, hey, I'm gonna come out as non-binary to a couple of people in my cabin. And like camp is one of the most amazing places I've ever been. I will like attach my video somewhere about coming out at summer camp, so that'll probably like pop up over there somewhere. And just, that was such an amazing experience for me, because I legit started the conversation with, so have you ever heard of the gender binary? And just explained it. And then I said, I want to use like she, they pronouns. So I was kind of experimenting with it. But by the time that the like new school year rolled around, just like a month later after summer camp, I was pretty much saying like, telling everyone like she, they. But then a few months past that, I'm just telling everyone, please use they, them. She is not comfortable. And yeah, so that's kind of how that process occurred. The main feeling for it behind me, wow, grammar. The main feeling behind it for me, I guess, was just, I didn't like people who I didn't know just automatically assuming my pronouns. Like, I know that's something that's entirely normal. So like when you're at the grocery store, someone's gonna be like, have a nice day, ma'am, have a nice day, sir. Like, and that was fine, but it's just kind of like being introduced to people I didn't know, and they were automatically like being told how to think of me almost. So that was a very interesting experience for me. But then I started like asking my friends to use they for me, because like currently I use they, them pronouns. Sometimes I still use she if I feel uncomfortable, but like, I may experiment with using he, him a bit in the future. We'll see. But just hearing people using they was so amazing. And I remember the first time hearing one of my friends correct herself, I was just like, wait, what? And she was just like, well, yeah, like I have a couple of other friends who are non-binary, so I'm used to they, them pronouns. I was like, and it was just an amazing feeling. So it was mainly just overall just feeling like not enjoying hearing she, I guess. Like, even now, when I, like, walk past a mirror or something, or, like, walk past a window, like, I'm always, like, looking to the side, like, to see if how my chest looks. My chest has definitely been a large thing for me, where it's, like, as I've realized, like, how much at the moment I don't feel like a girl, that's been, like, a main thing where I'm just, like, ah. And I talk about that a bit, like, in my binding video, I think. So, I'll also, like, attach that over here. So that's about it for realizing how I feel currently as someone who identifies as non-binary. A lot of it's just how people perceived me and how I felt I wasn't being perceived. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments down below and I'll try to respond. And if you want to even share your own experiences with how you figured out you're gay, trans, bi, pan, non-binary, whatever you are, if you want to, feel free to share your story, and I may actually post about some of the stories on my Instagram, which I will link down below. I sound like a real YouTuber. This is fun. So, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you kids on the flip side.